Greetings, listeners, and welcome to the latest installment of the Radio Free Puppets podcast. I am really excited. I am recording this episode in the wee hours of Valentine's Day morning so that I can get this podcast out on time, but I'm very happy to tell you that Radio Free Puppets will be appearing at Planet Comic-Con this weekend, February 16th to the 18th. We will be hanging out in the kids zone, entertaining the kiddos while they do crafts and color and do other activities, and we will perform an episode of Radio Free Puppets on the Pez stage on Saturday at 5 p.m. We hope to see you there. This episode requires a small disclaimer. I created the character of Harrison Peeler in Lake Omigod before the accusations came out about Garrison Keeler, whom I am spoofing. When that news came out, we immediately changed Harrison into a different character entirely, out of respect for those revelations. I seriously considered not releasing these episodes for that reason, but ultimately I felt that would be a disservice to the other performers in the sketch, Leland Mosby and Megan Kroger, who I felt stole the sketch and did a terrific job. So I made the decision to include this Lake Omigod in the podcast in the hopes that it can be appreciated for its original intent. Simply a fun comedy sketch that pokes fun at our political process.
We now interrupt this program for breaking up-to-the-minute coverage of elections going on right now at Lake Omigod. Our spot on the streets is at the polls. Harrison.
Thank you, I am Harrison Peeler, and it's a very exciting day here in Lake Omigod. The smell of melting rubber being cast into the shape of kernels of corn for the world's greatest imitation vomit hangs in the air as it does any ordinary day. But today there is something even thicker than the hazy, toxic air that concerns the citizens of Lake Omigod, and that is the decisive issues on this year's ballot. Of course, the issue of the town's official stance on whether pineapple really does belong on pizza is seen as being a fairly easy issue to pass. Who doesn't love a good Hawaiian pizza now and then? There were not enough signatures on the petition to get the issue of Canadian bacon on this particular ballot, though. You may recall that Sally Sue Hullabaloo had written the petition that said that while Hawaii is an American state, so the pineapple thing was fine, if not her cup of tea, that Canadian bacon was not just un-American, but that Canada had plagiarized the all-American ideal of ham for their so-called bacon. And they added insult to injury by calling their floppy pork product that isn't pepperoni bacon in the first place. And then on all these grounds, the Lake Omigod community should rise in favor of lobbying the federal government to move the wall effort north and institute sanctions immediately, banning the affront to wholesome salty meat from entering the United States at all. She gained around 100 signatures before coming across the Quarry family, and little Susie Quarry, just 6 years old, did an internet search and found that Canadian bacon was, in fact, not Canadian at all. If you were to order Canadian bacon in Canada, you would simply raise eyebrows and people would scratch their heads. It probably hails from Europe, but no one who edits Wikipedia seems to know for sure. After suffering that blow, it was as if the movement had tiny hands that just couldn't hold on, because then it faced opposition from people who insisted that the Canadian Prime Minister is just too darn charming and handsome to ever really consider putting him behind a wall. So the movement died before it reached the ballot. There are other issues that are far more divisive that did make it to the ballot, however, none more so than the hot-button topic of declaring the official Lake Omigod board game once and for all. Through a series of primaries, the candidates were eliminated. There were so many candidates. No one remembers them all. But who could forget the historical loss that Candyland suffered at the hands of Parcheesi? Or the upset when Checkers came out of nowhere Checkers came out of seemingly nowhere to overthrow Parcheesi's seemingly unconquerable lead. So we find that we have finally arrived at the final death match between Checkers and Snakes and Ladders. Oh, excuse me, sir. Are you willing to speak about your decision today? Will it be Checkers or Snakes and Ladders?
Well, that's an easy one for me. Since Checkers is a game of skill, that disqualifies it as a board game right off. How Checkers even made it this far is beyond me.
Yes, I have heard that argument bandied about. Here's another citizen. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, you need something.
Yes, sir. I need your opinion.
Well, you know what they say about opinions. Everybody has them, and they all stink. Ha! Kind of like your diapers, eh, old-timer?
Yes, well, what is your opinion opinion on today's vote. Will checkers or snakes and ladders win the day?
Shoot, that's easy! The only man's game on the ballot is checkers! It takes skill and cunning to outwit your opponent, something that guy over there knows nothing about! I bet he's a sneaky! Yeah, you can see it on his face! He's lazy! He'd rather roll of a dice hand of a ladder and get ahead than real work of thinking 2, maybe 3 moves ahead!
Well, excuse me. I couldn't help from overhearing since you can't stop infiltrating others' personal spaces with your shouting. But have you ever considered that checkers isn't a board game at all, and therefore shouldn't be running in the first place?
What? I ought to slam your face into a Monopoly board right now, you dice roller! Are you saying checkers is not a legit candidate? Is that what you're saying? Say it to my face, you modern-eyed nitwit!
Well, has anyone seen checkers' certificate of authenticity?
What? I'll tear it! I'll tear your beauty eyes off!
Well, there you have it, folks, and that's the news from Lake Omigod, where the men are slightly anxious, the women are exhausted from hearing about it, and trust is a 4-letter... Oh. You want a piece of me, boys? I'm pretty good at the old fisticuffs.
Hey, Case.
Yeah?
You see my coffee mug? The one my mom gave me?
No, why?
Well, I set it down over there, and now I can't find it.
Huh. I haven't seen it. Maybe Megan has. Hey, Megan.
Yeah.
Do you see Liz's coffee mug?
Oh, is it the one with the purple stripe on the top and then the black lid on top?
Yeah, that's it!
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh.
Oh, hey, maybe Cleo has it. She does have a thing about cats.
It's a power cat.
It's right up her alley.
Was that an intentional cat pun or just an accident?
It's accident?
You've got to be kidding me right now. Ugh.
Your coffee mug is probably with my hairbrush, wherever that is. Oh, and Cleo lost her wrap after the first act.
Yeah, I can't find my sunglasses.
I can't find my horse.
Your horse.
Yeah, my horse.
How do you lose a horse?
Yeah.
Guys, what's going on out here? Why is everybody just standing around?
We keep losing things around the studio.
My mug.
My hairbrush.
My horse.
A horse? Well, it's probably just the ghost.
I'll get the rock salt. Does anybody know Bobby Singer's phone number?
Down, Casey. Down. Justin, there's no such thing as ghosts.
Listen, a long time ago, on a night just like this, a violin player who didn't wear a watch was fired from the symphony, and he has spent an eternity trying to get revenge, even from the grave.
What does the watch have to do with it?
He just couldn't keep time.
Oh.
Can't the story be a little bit more interesting? What, I got it. What about a farmer?
He got passed up on an award. Now it's payback time.
Leland, what do farmers even win awards for?
Being outstanding in their field.
Oh.
And you all are mad at me for cat jokes? Seriously.
Or it could be Dr. X building a new creature.
No, zombies.
Werewolves.
Or vampires.
Oh my.
Any other form of horror movie stereotypes you guys left out?
Deranged psychopaths secretly living at the edge of a forgotten lake under the building.
Bingo, now you got them all.
Justin, the studio's not haunted. Is it?
No! Well, except for Albert.
Albert.
Yeah, the ghost who loves cookies. Justin, do you even listen to the podcasts of this show? Now available on iTunes and Stitcher. Leave a review.
Albert, he was great in the last episode of The Newly Dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You never asked him his name, did you?
That's beside the point. Listen, this has been a lot of dead air. I mean, did we lose our next act?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, where are they?
We lost the soundboard and our musician.
I cannot take this right now. Just cut to a commercial.
Oh, here it is. The Phantom of the Studio is there.
Thank you so much for listening. For updates on performances, please like and follow the Just Puppets page on Facebook at facebook.com/justpuppets42 or visit radiofreepuppets.com. Radio Free Puppets is brought to you by Just Puppets Productions. Casey Aarons played the announcer. Megan Kroger played Harry. Leland Mosby played Larry. Elizabeth Bird played herself. Justin Howe played Harrison Peeler. Lake Omigod was written by Justin Howe. Backstage was written by Elizabeth Bird. The Radio Free Puppets theme song was composed and performed by Christopher Kazilla Jr. Radio Free Puppets was conceived and produced by Justin Howe. Hey, that's me! I made a thing! And remember, folks, in a world full of puppets, don't spare the rod. That's what will move the arm. So long, we'll see you on the radio.